Apologize to my son or get out, my brother snapped. After his 3-year-old shoved my kid and spit at him, my parents sat on the couch, smiling like it was a show. I didn't argue. 2 weeks later, the tuition and car they'd been living on were gone. On the drive home, my son stared out the window. When we parked, he whispered, "Mom, did I do something bad?" My hands were shaking on the wheel, so I took a breath. "No," I said. "What happened was wrong. Adults should have stopped it." He swallowed, but they were smiling. The next morning, he took longer getting ready for school. Right before he walked out, he asked, "If someone says something bad again, do I tell you?" My throat tightened. "Yes," I said. "Always." My brother had invited us over like it was nothing. "Come by. The kids can hang out." My son was excited because he still believed cousins meant safety. I wanted to say no, but I didn't want to crush him. The house was loud and careless. My brother barely looked up. The kids poured outside, and my son followed, trying hard to fit in. Then it happened. Right there in the yard. My nephew drifted closer, eyes locked on my son. He shoved him hard, like he was swatting trash. My son hit the grass and sucked in air. Then my nephew leaned down and spit, quick and mean. My son froze, cheeks burning, eyes wide. My nephew smirked and said, "You're broke, so you don't matter." I was moving before my brain caught up. "What did you say?" I asked. He shrugged. "It's true." My brother stormed out like I'd attacked someone. He didn't check on my son. He pointed at me. "Apologize to my son or get out." I stared at him. "Your kid shoved mine and spit on him." My brother rolled his eyes. "Kids talk. Yours needs to toughen up." I looked inside through the glass. My mom's lips curled in a faint smile. My dad leaned back, arms crossed, relaxed. My mom called out, "Don't make a big deal." My dad shrugged. "Boys will be boys." No one corrected my nephew. No one corrected my brother. They were fine with it. My son walked to me and gripped my hand tight, his shoulders tucked in like he wanted to vanish. I crouched. "Do you want to go home?" He nodded instantly. We headed for the door. My brother laughed behind us. Figures. I didn't turn around. I didn't give him anything. I just left with my kid. That night, after my son was asleep, I replayed the spit more than the shove. Not because it hurt more, but because everyone watched it happen and stayed comfortable. Then I started counting what I'd been paying for. My nephew's private school tuition, quietly, for years, and the car payment my brother fell behind on. My generosity hadn't bought respect. It had bought entitlement. 3 days later, my brother texted, "Hope you've cooled off," like my son's dignity was a tantrum. I didn't answer. A week later, my parents showed up at my door with that same authority. "You embarrassed your brother," my dad said. "I protected my son," I said. My mom waved it off. "Kids say things. Adults decide what's allowed," I said. "You decided." My dad frowned. "You're overreacting." "No," I said. "You're underreacting because it wasn't your child." My mom finally asked, "So what now?" "Now my son doesn't spend time around people who don't defend him," I said. My dad stiffened. "You can't punish us." "I'm not punishing you," I said. "I'm choosing him." After they left, I called the school and the loan company. I removed my name and stopped paying. I still had the spare key to that car. That afternoon, I drove to my brother's street, parked down the block, unlocked it, and drove it home. My brother called screaming the next day. "What did you do?" I stopped, I said. "From today on, you handle your own life. You think money makes you powerful?" He snapped. "No," I said. "Boundaries do." Then my mom called, voice suddenly sweet. "You can't just stop helping." I kept mine flat. "You can't just watch my kid get spit on," I said, and smile. "They tried guilt. They tried family." I repeated one sentence until it felt like steel. "My son will not be disrespected." A few weeks later, I saw the change in my kid. He stopped scanning faces before he laughed. He stopped shrinking when he spoke. One night, brushing his teeth, he said, casual as anything, "Thanks for leaving that day, Mom." "For what?" I asked. He shrugged, toothpaste on his lip. "Because you picked me." I hugged him until he squeaked, and I didn't let go fast.